gentleman asked for a couple of minutes and got up before the group and proposed to the wife, and they have married, and so there are two who, I suppose they're still there. Since I'm a little out, I'm only out of touch because I just don't pick up and go there. You know, I think they wouldn't mind if I'd come, but for the band we had for our director after the man died, that we had for so long, was a former student of mine. He's an excellent director, but he recently did resign, and I'm out of touch with him. In fact, I'm out of touch with the choir simply because I haven't gone there. But what he did recommend, a man whom I had heard of, who was once, for a time, I think, at First Protestant Church, but he is on the staff, I think, at San Marcos Academy. I said not Academy, but the state school is San Marcos. So they do have a good musician as their director there. And I'm not sure what my eyes are doing now. These last few weeks, I have been so overwhelmed with this situation, with having knocked myself practically out in the chest here, that I still can't clear my throat really well without having a pain here. Oh, and I have one stent in my heart, so I'm wondering what, you know, but they assured me at the hospital that my heart seems okay. Well, I mean, it wouldn't upset me if it wasn't, but it's getting close to time, you see.
I'm gonna cut the camera here.
The National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution was given in Austin to one student in each elementary school. I think at the time we had at least 6. I'm not sure whether there were more. I need to research that.
Oh, that's okay. If you want to just push that right button.
This is a lamp which belonged to my mother-in-law, Annie Abernathy. She bought it in an antique store, but I have no other history on this particular lamp. I saw a number of this type of thing in Philadelphia when Albert Buell and I were there, and I was amazed at the prices on those.
Next.
Forget that I'm the one. This is my wedding picture of my wedding dress. The flowers were stephanotis and others I'm not remembering right now.
Where did you get the dress?
I sewed the dress myself and the slip, and my mother became a little, I can't say exactly what her feeling was, but she didn't think I needed to do everything I was paying for everything for the wedding costs, and except the reception. But finally she said, well, let me at least get the veil, and she had her cousin who was continuing the millinery business that their aunt had. My mother and her cousin were both employed by their aunt in between marriage, in between schooling, days in marriage. And so she is the one, Johanna Hughes, who made the veil.
Really?
That's enough to say.
If you don't.
I think that this picture was taken in California. The reason I think so is because I can identify the aunts who lived in California. Julia Barron's Aunt Julia and Aunt Helena. She, the oldest one. So I think this was the oldest and the youngest of the sisters. They lived in California because Julia.
Oops, hold on for just a second. Okay, you were saying about this photograph?
Mm-hmm.
If it gets dark, just touch that pad right there and it'll brighten back up.
Well, since I was feminine here, I was, more acquainted with the feminine members of the family, no matter how much older they were than I was, because my mother kept in touch with her aunts and her cousins, and I was often with her in those occasions, and if I saw those people today, I would recognize them. I recognize them in my mind's eye, as if they were standing here. The oldest one, they called her Ländchen, which in German these words, when the name it has a C-H-E-N on it, or L-E-I-N. This is a diminutive with an affectionate touch. And her name was H-E-L-E-N-E. And that name exists in Spanish too, as Elena. And one of Mother's sisters was named for her, and they pronounced her name as Helena. And so Tante Helena, living in New Braunfels, because she married a New Braunfels native, was the main reason why I'm acquainted with New Braunfels before the age of 1. My mother and I came on a train from Austin in October of 1917. So if people ask, am I native, I would say no, but about the closest thing to it, I guess, because there's so many memories of being in New Braunfels that I don't know that I'm feeling very different from. My affections for New Braunfels are probably as good as any native.
Okay, hit the next button if you would.
Didn't need to say that much, I know.
That's okay.
This is something going back to school age when I still had long hair, but you can't tell that, but I know it. I had an exceptional heavy suit of hair and don't remember any good reason for waiting till I was 16 to cut it, but there are braids in buns in the back of that picture. I made that dress. I remember that making that dress.
Where'd you get the materials?
Who knows? Maybe Woolworths or wherever they were selling. I don't know exactly for sure when this one was made, but
that's okay.
It had to be before I was wearing glasses, I guess. I started wearing glasses for nearsightedness when I